A very good morning once again to all our distinguished guests. Thank you for joining us and welcome to the Industrial Digital Transformation's first ever Manufacturing IT/OT Convergence webinar series. My name is Amanda Andrea, your host for today. Now, today's webinar is scheduled to last for approximately 2 hours, covering 4 different topics and presented by a varied panel of esteemed industry experts. Now, all dial-in participants will be muted during the webinar. If you have any questions during the session, kindly submit your questions in the specific Q&A box. You may direct your questions to a specific panelist if you like. You can type out their name and you can type out the question. Now, the floor will be open to Q&As with all our panelists after the final presentation. Today's seminar is brought to you by our incredible team of technology partners. Let me introduce them to you, starting off with Hexa IoT. Set up by Hexa Sdn Bhd in 2018, Hexa IoT has an array of both in-house designed software and hardware IoT products, providing solutions to agriculture, manufacturing sectors, and more. We have YGLWORLD, established in 1993. They are one of the largest providers of ERP. Their industry solutions include food manufacturing, plastic, wood, metal, and the pharmaceutical industry. Their enterprise application is within an open architecture, single user interface. Our cloud partner, TM1 Cloud Alpha, the only Malaysian-owned provider of end-to-end cloud infrastructure and services to enterprises and government institutions. Game-changing technologies are offered as industry solutions, cloud management platforms, cloud professional services, and managed cloud services. Today, both challenges and opportunities of digital transformation within core industries in Malaysia will be discussed by industry experts. Malaysia's MyDigital program roadmap's collaboration with Huawei hopes to easily adapt and adopt digital transformation, implement full network connectivity to all homes, and create over 500,000 new opportunities before 2025. Digital transformation is imperative to prepare industries for a post-COVID recovery. And I think it's amazing how our government is actively playing a part in Malaysia's digital transformation. Today's webinar seeks to provide expert opinions on IT/OT convergence and solutions, a sharing of deployment and real application cases of IoT in the manufacturing industry, and more. At the end of our webinar, 5 companies will have the opportunity to stand a chance to receive an IoT proof of concept developed by Hexa IoT, YGL, and Huawei. I am going to move on to our next speaker. But before that, let me just tell you a little bit about our next topic. Now, our next topic will be discussing on some exciting benefits of moving beyond ERP with Industry 4.0. Now, this topic is truly revolutionary, and we learn more about automation trends and data exchange focusing on machines and IIoT devices. All right, so I don't believe we'll be having Mr. New back again. We're going to be moving on to our next topic, and I'm going to introduce our speaker to you. He is a true veteran. He first joined YGL Consulting Sdn Bhd in 1993 as an advisor, assisting consultants in business re-engineering and ERP deployment work. He had been instrumental in getting YGLWORLD listed by year 2005. Now, as a strong believer in helping companies transition from traditional styled operations to smart modules, it is truly an honor to have him share YGL's Beyond ERP solution in this session. Please welcome CEO of YGL Convergence Berhad, Mr. Yap Kong Chien.
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, everybody, for taking your time to join us during this COVID lockup season.
Mr. Yap, everything okay? All right, fantastic.
Let me move to the first page, yeah? Okay, y'all can hear me? Everybody can hear me, right?
Yes, loud and clear. You may begin your presentation.
Okay. YGL has been in the market for 30 years, and the company was listed 15 years ago. Our market cap is about 70 million. And throughout the last 30 years, we have more than 1,000 customers that we have serviced, yeah, in different industries. Right? We are the pembekal utama for MITI and MDEC. We have actually obtained 3 MSc status company from MDEC. We are the approved trainer for HRBF, and we are the training partner for MPC, NSSDC, and PSDC. Yeah. Okay, we've been operating in overseas for more than 15 years with research and development center in Hong Kong, Malaysia, Suzhou, and various offices in the Southeast Asian countries. Our vision is to build a conscious enterprise, yeah, be responsible to our country, Malaysia, and also to promote a sustainable world. So this value actually has been passed down to our solution, and now we are taking pride in helping our customer to maximize the scarce resources of the world. Yeah, one of the most scarce resources in the world is human capital, which we are able to reduce the human capital involvement in getting the same things done. And most important of all, for the manufacturers, to make sure that they do not waste the natural resources extracted from the earth by reducing their wastages, increasing their efficiency, and improving on the QC, so that more percentage of the scarce resources can be utilized to convert it into a finished goods. Right? We've been engaging SME for a long time, and there are actually a lot of voices from the SME. The bosses complain that they have to be there, to be watchful, to make sure that things doesn't go wrong, and therefore tied up all their resources, including time and money. People are complaining that the cost is getting higher and higher, and recently a lot of our manufacturer customers are complaining that even the container price has moved up, and a lot of raw material price has escalated. But unfortunately, with the digital economy coming through, and more people are trying to bypass the middleman to sell things online, there is a very big pressure on how much of the selling price that a manufacturer can increase at this moment, because the world is becoming more and more transparent, and people are selling at a lower and lower price. Customers are more and more demanding, right? Making a lot of some very tough requests, and manufacturers will have to honor them. And also a very big problem with our SMEs today is how to retain their talent and how to also acquire talent in the market. All right. So what are the solutions that actually all of us are trying to provide? You know, one is we want to digitalize all the tasks that the humans are doing. So basically the SME businesses are run by people. Right? What we want to do is we want to digitalize the people's task, put it into a digital platform, right, where everybody can access the right information at the right time, and also to alert the decision maker to make certain decisions on a real-time online basis. Yeah, that's what we are trying to achieve. All right. So if we were to look at the return on investments, if we were to be able to reduce our wastages All right. If the factory wastages is 10% and we are able to reduce it to 5%, and those in the factory will know that wastages further through the production processes will be more and more expensive for the manufacturer. So if you were to reject almost completed finished goods at the end of the production process, it's actually more expensive than to reject a raw material at the beginning of the manufacturing process. If we were to speed up on our customer delivery and create satisfied customer, and if everybody is operating on a very transparent platform where the system is able to trigger our nerve, basically we are putting a nerving system and trigger an alarm at the various points for people to take action, that will be equal to success. Now, how do we contribute to further success? Right? Every manufacturer would have reliance on machinery, right? That's why MyDigital is giving grant on OEE. OEE is to track the availability of the machines, and that's not enough. That how efficiently you use the machines. And if you feel that, oh, my machine is 80% occupied, and my machine is very efficient, 80% efficient, but what if your machine produces a lot of rejects? Basically, your machine is working for no reasons because it's producing a lot of rejects. So that's why we have this OEE, which MyDigital is giving grant to help the manufacturer to better utilize the machines. Again, machine is a resources, and machine is one of the biggest liability for any factories. So if you were to make use of the machine in a very effective manner, you will be able to reduce your costs. And we all know that once the cost reduce, the margin will increase, and that will quantify to the success of your business. And if you have more business, and if we speed up our collection processes, and that will also be equal to positive cash flow, which a lot of our SME customers are struggling at this stage. Now, how do we get about it? How do we get about all these things that all of us are trying to put forward to people who are attending today? If you were to look at the composition of a factory, actually, to put it in a layman term, a factory is comprising a group of people in different departments working together to produce things to satisfy the customer's demand. So who are these people? These people are in your sales division, these people are in your procurement division, and these people could be your accountants in the finance division, these people could be preparing tax for the government, these people could be a manufacturing division. And manufacturing division is subdivided into QC, engineering division, shop floor people, R&D, etc., maintenance people, etc. Production planning division, who is a different division from hardcore production, warehouse, etc. So the operation of a factory is actually comprising people from different divisions. And what we're trying to do is to make sure that their day-to-day work is locked up in the digital platform. And once their day-to-day work is locked up in the digital platform, right, the data that everybody put in can be stored in the big data. And once the data is in the big data, it's that much easier for us to to establish the nerving system, and it will report to the relevant people something is not doing right at the right time on a real-time basis. All right. So we have to combine people together. We have to combine people like Hexa IoT, where the job is to actually link the machines to our system, right? And YGL is actually doing this job of linking the system to the people within the organization of our customers. And we need Huawei state-of-the-art technology on the edge server, and the TM infrastructure in Malaysia to put everything on the cloud. So that will complete the whole digitalization journey for SME. And this is something that I cannot focus more, because 5G is coming in very strong. 6G is coming in. 6G is going to be satellite. So the deep oceans, the deep jungle will all be connected. 5G, we still need towers. 6G, we do not need towers. And very soon, all this speed in communication will revolutionize the world. Yeah, things that we see in Terminator, where the taxi can fly in the sky, the car can be driven automatically, the taxi can be driven automatically, and even with today, with the AI that we are collaborating with Huawei, we can actually teach the machines, and I'm sure our Hexa, Mr. Neil, has actually shared it with you guys. We can teach the machines to tell things which are the possibility of a good chili versus the possibility of a bad chili. So robots that are capable to react, and robots that are capable to making certain decisions is going to be very, very possible in the future. So what we are urging the manufacturer to do now is to quickly embrace. We cannot elaborate more to you guys that you need to quickly engage technology, because this COVID is actually speeding up the digitalization process. My guru was that I was telling them 5 years. My guru was telling me, no, Casey, it's not 5 years. The COVID has shrunk the digitalization process to 1 to 2 years. So there are a lot of things that are going to be happening, and with people like us around to help, we hope that you guys are not caught off guard in 1 or 2 years to come. Yeah. So what we have done is to go beyond the ERP, and the advantage of us is actually we have the source codes, and we've been operating an open system where we help our customer to link to the bank. We help the customers to link to social media apps such as WhatsApp, Telegrams. People complaining that WhatsApp cannot be opened in China. We link to WeChat, TikTok, etc., etc. And once we hook up our warehouse solution to smart machines in the warehouse, such as smart conveyors, RFIDs, AGVs, auto lifters, etc., etc., it becomes a smart warehouse solution. And with IoT, working with IoT players such as Hexa, we are able to link our system to machines and fulfill this journey of what we call the smart manufacturing. Yeah. So I will share with you guys some of our very proud customers and certain things that we do. Best grade is largest manufacturer in Malaysia, more than 2,000 over 3,000. The data is locked up in the big data with the nerve system to tell anything that have potentially been going wrong in the factory. Yeah. So the goods in, goods out are all using scanning, just like what our Mr. New say, minimize the human input. And if we were to do scanning, we are able to achieve more than 90% of stock accuracy. Yeah. Another very proud customer of us is Chihua, who is one of the largest. I'm not sure whether Chihua guy is here today. So, who is one of the largest paper manufacturer in Malaysia. The man is very tech savvy, and they are actually one of the first company supplied by Daifuku, Japan. Yeah, and we are actually linking our smart manufacturing to this manless warehouse. Yeah, so our system is connected to the manless warehouse, where all the sales people can instruct the warehouse to deliver, and the procurement people can actually instruct the warehouse to receive. Yeah, and of course this warehouse is doing auto things, auto conveyancing, and all the things is being put in the bins by the machines. Yeah. And lastly, this is a very interesting job. The customer has become my good friend, one of the leading fresh food manufacturers in northern Malaysia. And what I like to share with you is this company has able to do a linking, yeah, to do a O2O linking where the warehouse is supplying different sales. Yeah, they have a online e-shops where they are selling vegetables and processed vegetables, and this is actually particularly very successful during our COVID time, doing home delivery. And this is what we call the online sales. Yeah, and they are actually opening up a lot of retail outlets, and people can go to the retail outlets to pick up their fresh fruits and processed vegetables. And this is through the point of sale system. And conventionally, they also supply to the hypermarkets. Yeah, and this is through what we call the conventional sales order processing. So if you were to look at the composition of sales for this company, they are actually covering from the conventional bulk sales order processing to retail, point of sales, and to all the way down to e-shops. Yeah, and this customers is using a full suite of our ERP solution. And interestingly, all these 3 different sales channels were actually pulling from the same warehouse. So we have a main warehouse, we have distribution warehouse, and we have satellite warehouse concept where we help them to make sure that get the stock. Yeah. So I'm almost finished. So I will quickly show you guys a demo on things that is actually in PSDC now, showing you how you can connect a system to the machines. Yeah.
Okay, so currently we have a machine here, which is we integrate with Codabix, and then Codabix send the data to the YGL API, and then the YGL will display them in the dashboard. Okay, so here I will show the demo how to works this machine. Actually, this machine is connected with the Omron PLC, and then the Codabix have a protocol which is for Omron and also the Raspberry Pi. If you can see here, we have a machine, and then we have this box. This box actually we have the Raspberry Pi, which is to install the Codabix, and then we have Omron PLC. Our Omron PLC is so from this machine will insert the data.
All right, let's just wait for a bit. I think there has been more technical issues, so attendees, please bear with us.
And then this Omron PLC communicate with this Raspberry Pi. We install the Codabix, and then this Codabix so it will send to the YGL API. So we start in monitoring our machine.
Okay, I think my time is up. Basically, this is actually to show you what are the components that help you guys to envisage what are the components that you need to install to get your machine hooked up to a system. Yeah, and remember what I say, the system is hooking up to your people, and the machine is hooking up to the system. And at the end of the day, you have a whole complete story. Yeah, that ends my presentation. Yeah, thank you for being here.